What's up, guys? This is Thomas the Trainer. Today we're going to talk about double unders. This is an exercise that you either love or you hate. And the reason why a lot of people hate these is because they don't necessarily lack the physical capability. Is that they can jump high, enough, they can spin their wrist quick enough, which pretty much anybody can. It's the coordination factor. And most people practice these wrong and they end up getting frustrated and they quit. There's a certain system, certain progressions that you need to follow, and you will get your double unders. So you're not that person that's being super stubborn, that's been jump roping for years and still can't do double unders. So I'll show you the progressions for them, and we're going to go over just the very basics. So we're not going to get too technical. I could talk about the technicalities of double unders for over an hour. We're just going to go over the very basics. So first and foremost is your rope type. So having a good rope, it absolutely does matter. I fought that for so long. I thought, oh, it's just a cable on some handles. It doesn't matter what kind it is. It does matter. So I recommend the Rogue SR1, and the reason I recommend that one is because I have experience with that one. I'm not saying that's the only one to get, but I have a lot of people that try to get something different, or they try to get the something cheaper, and it usually does not end up working as well. So I recommend the SR1 because that's what I have personal experience with in the higher end ropes. And as you can see there, they spin, they're smooth, it has the bearing technology. So getting a good rope really does help. Okay, next we're going to talk about the rope size. So you step on the rope with 1 foot, and you want the cables coming around to the armpit area. So about right there. You don't want the rope being shorter than that. You don't want it coming all the way up to the top of your shoulder. So you can have your rope be too long for singles, but for dubs, it's not going to work out. So my rope's on the shorter end, and as you get better with dubs, you do want to make it shorter. But if you had it a little higher, more around the armpit area, that would be okay. So there's the double under size. Alright, so now I'm going to go into demonstrating some singles. So before double unders, you need to have your single unders down. So let's take a look at some singles. The rope goes around you 1 time. Those are single unders. And the cool thing with single unders is you can get better at them fast. I have seen hundreds of people go from hardly being able to jump rope. They would do 3 singles and trip up to a week later of consistent, keyword, consistent practice, and be able to go several minutes on their single unders. So you can get better at those fast, but you need to have your single unders before dubs. So now I'm going to demonstrate some dubs here, and let me slow this down a little bit. And you're going to see the rope's going to pass through me twice. Just jump a little higher, swing a little faster. And those are double unders. Let's watch that in real time real quick. Alright, so those are double unders. Now I'm going to show some mistakes. People donkey kicking. You don't want to do that when you do double unders. Keep your legs straight, and then, yeah, don't pike forward. So the thing with double unders and practicing them is a lot of people just try to do a ton in a row, and they're doing them all wrong. Whereas if they would slow themselves down and not try to hit a grand slam right off the bat, is practice doing 1 or 2 the correct way first instead of doing all these donkey kick and forward piking double unders. And those are exhausting. Those take a lot out of you. They're way harder than doing them the right way. So don't pike forward and don't donkey kick. Now I'm going to show some elbow positioning. So you see, I'm going to put my elbows into my sides. That's where you want your elbows. Now I'm going to go out. Yeah, now my elbows were way out there. You don't want your elbows out here. So keep your elbows close to your body. And that will make you significantly more efficient. Alright, so now we're going to go into some learning progressions. So here I get a little bit ahead of myself. We don't want to go into double unders yet. So before you even do a double under, you want to practice what's called the power jump. So the power jump is where you jump a little higher as if you're going to do a double under, but you don't do a double under. So you see I'm just going to do some regular jumps, and then I'm going to go into a power jump. Let's take a look at this. Power jump. Power jump. Power jump. Power jump. So that's the power jump, guys. So that's what you need to practice first. Once you can do 50 of those, and those are difficult. They take some rope manipulation and coordination. So once you can do 50 of those, then you can try your first double under. All right, going into the double under progressions. So you're going to start with some singles and one double under. Singles, double. Singles, double. How many singles you do doesn't really matter. 3 to 5, 10, doesn't really matter. Do some singles and do one double under. Okay, once you have that, you're going to do that 50 times. Once you can do that 50 times, you're going to move on to the next progression, which is 2 double unders. You'll do some singles and you'll do 2 double unders. And you'll do that. Once you can do that 50 times, you're going to move on to the next progression, which is 3 double unders. And purposely stop at 3. Do 3 and stop. Once you feel like you've mastered 3, move on to 4. And purposely stop at 4. Make sure you're doing them with good form. Your elbows are in position. You're not kicking forward. You're not bouncing all over the place. Good form, because 4 double unders with good form is significantly better than doing 10 double unders where you're kicking all over the place, because the person that's practicing right is going to pass up that person doing 10 incorrectly very soon. So practice them right, guys. When a lot of people are practicing double unders, they just shoot for this infinite number. And people that do that, their double unders are very inconsistent. One day they can do 20. The next day they can only do 5. The next day they're like, oh my gosh, somehow I got 50 out of nowhere. And then the next day they can only do 2 in a row. And that's because their practice is they're just randomly trying to do an infinite amount of dubs. Purposely stop at the next number and stick at that number until your form is solid. And there you have it. There's your progressions. Practice that. And if you follow these progressions, if you took 15 minutes a day and did that every day for a month, at the end of the month you would have at least 30 double unders. Probably a lot more. That's being very conservative. But imagine being able to knock out 30 double unders in a row right now. And that's going to come with just a little bit of consistent practice every day. All right, thank you so much for listening. And if you have any questions, let me know.